Hi there, it's Max Studios again with another Dominium update, this time on a celestial body rendering code that I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. Right, without further ado, here we go. You may recognise this planet, it's rather familiar. What we're seeing is the combination of the night side lighting, illumination map, and then the cloud map layered over the planet itself. Can't really see it at this resolution, but the shadows are cast by the clouds onto the planet's surface. Everything is normal mapped as you'd expect. Forgive the tearing, I haven't got VSync turned on. And the specs are on the rather cartoony blue ocean colour, which needs to be fixed. As you can see there, we've got the lighting affecting the cloud layer on that tornado cyclone pattern there, and this cloud map underneath. The full final version, the weather will be generated not in real time, but enough to produce different varieties of weather maps, so you get different cloud patterns over time. Each planet will be unique, each planet will have its own weather system, all driven by nodes, which are all driven by the underlying terrain to give it a bit of perturbation. Only inhabited planets or ones that have been colonised will have light maps on the night side. The atmospheres, by the way, for this little demo are all the same colour, so they would actually be affected by the current local star system's star colour and the atmosphere colour itself as well. So there's a little tour of Earth. Fractal generated planet as a texture. Rather a duff cloud map there, I'm afraid. And the night side illumination has been produced by moi in Paint Shop, so my apologies. Looks a bit crap. And yes, the camera is in Jerko vision because I haven't got smoothing. This is just the planet renderer to a view planet. It's not actually the Dom game engine. Okay, next. It's a little bit more interesting. We've got kind of alien technology illumination on the back surface there, so a different civilization using different lights that respond to different wavelengths. And this is more of a barren world populated by brownish tundra and lots of desert regions covered in ice in sections as well, hence the specularity. A nice ice world. Again, the texturing surface is going to be used to produce these planets will actually be used for the final icon land on the planet's surface when we actually get to it. So for now I'm trying not to lock myself down too much of a technology shift to produce these things. Just a barren surface. This actually is IO from orbiting one of our satellites around here, so nothing new there. A lavary type world just to show the effect of the illumination map on the back surface. Again, nothing new. A nice gas giant. You can just see the normal maps in the lower section of the screen there cutting into the clouds, but I need to tune those so they stand out a bit more. The weather system, when it gets written, will actually be responsible for generating lightning storms on the dark side as well. On Earth alone there's 21 lightning strikes per second across the whole planet, so it should give quite a bit of interesting illumination pattern on the pattern of a gas giant. Barren desert world, nothing to see here, but you might want to drop some mining rigs to get some resources off it, so there's nobody really cares about this one. Right then, so this is to show the little wow moment I had where I was fully expecting this to look quite pretty when I put a proper texture on the sun surface, but I wasn't expecting it to look quite like this. I'm gloating a bit. You might not think it's as special as I do, but I'm pretty chuffed with the final effect. So without further ado, here we are. So this is what suns or stars will look like when you get close enough to see them in detail within the Dom engine. You can see this is the test bed rendering it. This will look exactly the same as it does now in the actual final game engine. You can see the various stages used on the left to produce the actual effect. basically, quick rundown on the left, you've got the lens flare, which is that greyish dot mask there. That's actually used to just jazz up the actual blurring that goes on a little bit. Then you've got the initial render of the sun with the texture, so that's just basically a textured sphere. Then you've got the first horizontal blur pass, then the second combined with the vertical blur pass, and then finally the lens flare, halo and sun streak effect goes on at the end. And then that texture is what's used to layer over the scene itself to give you the final screen. As you can see, it looks pretty damn good. I'm quite chuffed with that as an effect itself. It's going to look damn good when I get into the final engine with the planets passing in front of it. And for now I've got this little crappy test orb just there on the left, which isn't lit at all, but you can just see the effect it has on the lens system. So if we just bring it in and bring it out, so an eclipse should look fairly effective, especially with the atmosphere of it being rendered as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that hooked in. Just a couple of points on what happened with stars in the DOM engine, what you'll be able to do. You will be able to fly up this close if you've got the shields and the hull designed to withstand the incredible heat and pressure being output by the star, and as well the thrust to get past the solar flares and winds. You will be able to get close enough to be able to mine resources or even dive into the star itself. There will even be stations that will be harboured very close to these massive stellar objects, which you'll be able to dock with. And solar events like flares, as I mentioned, and sunspots will be simulated as well. Okay, hope you enjoyed that little demo and preview what's coming when I get it all into the engine. Thanks for watching.